everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Mami Sika Akwa, your #1 Kaswa ambassador. Today we are going to be doing something different. Today I'm here with my African American friend Keke. Keke, do you love me? And today we are actually going to be talking about the misconceptions between Africans and African Americans. So Keke, you were born and raised in America, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so tell me a little about yourself.
Well, my real name is Kiara Greenhill. I am 18 years old, and I grew up with a family of 5, and my mom is a single mother.
Wow. So growing up in America as an African American, what are some of the things you heard about Africa?
Some of the things that I hear about Africa is probably the most ignorant things, because for a long time I used to think that Africa was a place of poverty. It was a place that you didn't want to be, a place that was anti-freedom, a place that was anti-black. Like they didn't want, not necessarily anti-black, but like anti-African American. They don't. Exceptions that I hear about Africa, especially growing up, being ignorant about it and not really being taught, is that like Africa is a place of poverty. It was a place that they didn't want African Americans to go to, and that basically it was just a lot of misconceptions and a lot of things that were untrue. And as I got older and started to like realize and get friends, especially in middle school, I noticed that it wasn't that so. And I also heard that their like traditions and rituals are really, really strict, and that it was a bad place full of crime and criminal activities.
Wow. Well, I'm actually not surprised you heard about all these things, because all the people I've asked, this is the same thing they told me.
Right.
And do you think it was on purpose? Do you think we were lied to on purpose? Do you think that way?
I honestly do think that way. I think that especially African Americans were lied to on purpose, because they knew that here in America we get mistreated daily, and they know that it's a stirring pot, so it's not just all black people. Whereas if you go to Africa, it's majority black. Now, if they were to take African Americans, and if most of us were to migrate, even half of us, it will like diminish the United States economy, and that's what they're most scared of.
Yeah.
So what they do is the scare tactic, just so that we can stay where we are at and try to fight as much as we can to stay here, because we feel like somewhere else will be worse.
Yeah. And you see, the thing is, I think it is all divide and conquer. They lied to us Africans that you people were criminals and thugs. And
Really?
yes.
Okay.
And like on TV and stuff, that's what we saw, that African Americans are like always doing drugs, smoking, alcoholics. Like that's what we saw. And then they showed you that we were poor and that we were homeless and hungry and
It's so
my.
bad. It's so bad. It really is.
horrible.
How do you just lie like that?
But
Blatantly.
they know that the African people are one of the strongest people, and so they'll do anything to like come against us, just so they could take advantage of our resources, our human resources, and our natural resources as well.
There is like a stereotype or a phenomenon that's going on that basically Africans dislike African Americans. Why is that?
Well, first of all, you see, there's some truth to this, but like it's a lie, but there is some truth to it. Because in Africa, as an African American, if you come to Africa, someone would see you and just start speaking an African language with you, because they see you as one of them, and they think, oh, you're black, so you probably are from my country, and they'll start speaking any African language to you, thinking that you're one of them, which kind of you are, but not directly,
Yeah.
And so we love you guys. You can go on YouTube right now and you'd see tons of African Americans living in Ghana and having a great time, not only in Ghana but in other African countries, and they are seen as one and they are loved and all of that. It's just that we are lied to that we hate each other to keep us apart, stuff like that. But the truth to it is that there are some Africans in America who, I wouldn't say dislike African Americans, they just dislike the idea of an African American. You know, because in America, the idea of an African American is a thug or some kind of ghetto person in the African's mind. Because on TV, that's what you see, and you see like criminals and stuff. And so even when I remember there was a time that a police pulled over an African and he was telling the police that he's not black but he's African, and I'm like, bro bro they don't know they don't know that.
That's so funny.
If the police can only see that you are black and not African or African American, they just see that, oh, that person is a black person, and so they do whatever they want to do to that person because, you know, racist America.
Yeah.
And so all these things like accounts to why some Africans in America distance themselves from African Americans, because they have this mindset that African Americans are like, you know, ghetto and stuff. And it's so sad, but I'd say like 90% of Africans love African Americans. We see you as our people, like you are our people. You know, it was just that there was a disconnect some centuries ago, but really we are all one people.
Right. So let me ask you, is it whenever there's like in America we have like certain like rewards, or the first black woman to do this, do y'all also celebrate that? Because like when Gabby Douglas, you know, won what she won, I can't even remember, we celebrated. Do y'all also celebrate our accomplishments as African Americans, or is it
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Let me tell you something. When you come to Africa, you would see pictures of African Americans on the street, like paintings, pictures, and like people would be selling these kind of portraits of like African Americans who accomplished it. We celebrate you people, like Serena Williams is celebrated in Ghana. Like we celebrate you people. Yes,
That's
we
the
do,
first
because
time that I've ever heard that.
we see you as one. We're all black people. We're all African people.
We all are black.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that.
Do you see yourself as an African born in America, or you see yourself as an American?
See, the thing is, in the great words of James Baldwin, I don't even know if I'm gonna cite this right, so like, you know, don't quote me. But he says to be African American is to be from Africa but have like no trace of where you're exactly from, and be American without any type of freedom or any type of power. And I really believe in that. I feel like that I'm not American simply because I don't get treated like Americans, if that makes sense. Like in this political climate and this just uproar of our government and everything, it really shows you that they don't see us as American. They just see us as little dolls, like little toys,
Like second class.
Yeah, it's almost like they didn't. It's almost like they made us stay here just so they can tease us that they will still be powerful and we will still be below.
Truth. But do you think you'd ever visit Africa? Do you have any interest of visiting Africa?
I honestly do want to. The thing is, with the stereotype, like I told you, my mom doesn't want me to because she thinks that it will be unsafe for me to go there. And that just shows you the stereotype of it.
You know what? You're right. And there was this YouTube video I was watching of an African American who has established himself in Ghana, right? And he was saying that when he was going to Africa, people were telling him, be safe. And those people telling him be safe were in Chicago. And Chicago is like one of the most dangerous places on earth. It's quite interesting. So, I mean, I don't want to believe like data and stuff online because some of them may be, you know, manipulated. But one time I just thought, let me look at the most peaceful countries on earth, right? And so I was just looking at the rankings, and I said, oh, Ghana, and I said, oh, Rwanda, and this and that, and all these African countries, and I was like, where's America? Where's America? And I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, and I went to, there are about 195 countries on the planet Earth, and then America was like 145th or something. And I was like,
that's so bad.
You live in, your country has that ranking, and you don't be safe.
Right.
Many African countries are even past that.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's bad. I'm tired of living here. Sick and tired. It's only been 18 years. And I'm sick and tired. So, say if we were to go and do what Marcus Garvey said that we should do and just go back to Africa. You know how our government is? We are like free here. Like freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion, etc., etc. There's certain things in America that we do that might seem foreign to you because back where you're from, you probably can't do. Do you see like a distinct difference between those two? And if like if African Americans were to like migrate towards Africa and we were to settle in, do you think that it would be a problem adjusting to like the government and their regulations?
Well, you see, there are 54 African countries. Jesus.
I hate bees.
Me too.
I hate bugs.
There are 54 African countries,
Right.
all with different rules and regulations. I'm going to talk about Ghana because that's where I'm from and that's where I'm familiar with. In Ghana, it's even more free than in America. You have more freedom of speech than America. There's freedom of religion. Christians and Muslims coexist in Ghana, which is something that I haven't seen in America.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot of Christians have been hating on Muslims.
Yes.
And I never got to, because I have tons of Muslim friends. And we just coexist. And so like there is freedom of religion. There's freedom, and no one is in your business, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, people are in your business because Africa is really family oriented, and like the community is like really there. And so people would check up on you, and like your neighbors would check up on their neighbors' children and stuff like that. But the police is not in your business. Like if the police see you around, they would say hi and just, you know, have a conversation with you. But over here it's like so intimidating.
Yeah.
It's so intimidating. So it all depends on the country you choose. I know some countries like Rwanda are a little more strict because of their history. They had a lot of like wars and stuff, and now they're okay. But like because of all the past, they don't have as much freedom. So it all depends. But I'd say that it can be or cannot be an easy transition, but you will definitely thrive, because organisms thrive in their own habitat. And for Africans or for Black people, our natural habitat is Africa. You know, Africa is the land of Black people, and so definitely you will thrive. You just have to be patient and be persistent and just get to know the local people, and like that's key. That is key to having a successful life in Africa.
Okay, so I just want to put an input on that. When you said the police, like when you said the police, is it more bugs? I just noticed that.
Yeah.
When you said the police, I'm like, the narrative was like, oh, police, because where you come from, most of the people are Black, right? And so for me to even think that I'm walking and most of the people are Black, like, amazes me. Knowing that like the police won't be able to social profile you because everybody is Black there.
Yeah.
Whereas here, they literally just see you. They see your skin color, and you're automatically social profiled, or most of the time you're just watched, at least to an extent, or you can get in trouble for little things just because you look suspicious, just because of your skin color. So to think that police back there can't, like at home, can't do that. And when I'm saying home, like Africa, can't do that.
Home.
Yeah, it's my home, but it's just so weird. It's just so absurd to me. It's like, different, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird. I never even thought about it.
And it's quite interesting. Like when I was in Africa, when I'd never lived, I never realized I was black. I mean, I knew I was black, but I didn't think about it that, oh, I'm black, that's why that happened to me. Or I'm black, that's why someone said that to me. It was just, we're all humans, you know. And there's this song called Profie. It means come home in my language, and the guy literally said, I'm a human being in Africa, a black man in America, because everyone is black, so you're just human. Like no one is going to judge you because of your skin color or anything. If they'll judge you, it's because of how you behave. And you're like what Martin Luther King Jr. wanted for his child or his children, that they be judged according to the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. And like that's how Africa is. So living in America your whole life as a black person, has someone ever told you to go back to Africa? And if so, how did you react to it?
Yeah, I was
It's a throne.
yeah, I've been told that only when I was little though, and so I was still, you know, I was little, and I only knew what I was taught, so I took it as an insult. Like it was like, oh, you're racist. Like that's so weird for somebody to think that like go back to Africa is an insult to you. Like that's where I'm from, and like that's where I'll be treated better. Why am I taking it as insult? I don't know.
And that's the same way I reacted when I was told to go back to Africa. It was this white boy in Michigan. He told me to go back to Africa, and like in Ghana, when we were coming during the orientation, we were told that, oh, so when someone tells you to go back to Africa, it's an insult and like whatever. And so I was like, okay. So when he told me, I mean, I didn't get mad, but I just like went to the table and like slammed the table, and I was like, never tell me that again. And he was like, okay, shoot.
I mean, the thing is, like, how are you gonna tell somebody to go back to their country, someplace that you stole? Like somebody deep down in the line stole this land from somebody else, and you're telling somebody else to go back. You go back to Europe. You go back to Spain. Like, and you want to take it there.
The people in Spain don't want them.
The people in Europe probably don't want them either.
They don't. They don't. But you see, in Africa, we want you. So if you're interested, hit me up. You're one African ambassador.
I just want to ask you, because I see this all the time. How good is fufu? Oh. I really want to try it. I've never been able to.
Oh my goodness. So actually, fufu is from my tribe. And it's like the best food ever. So it's good, I would say. Like it's good, it's spicy, it's tasty, it's like after eating fufu you don't even want to do anything. You see some food you eat and like you're like, okay, let's do the next thing. You're like, no, let me chill and like make this food digest, because this food deserves that love.
It's that good.
It's that good.
Oh, I need to try it.
You do need to try it. I'm sure you'd really enjoy it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So I can say that a lot of black people from America, or you know, was born here, that we have like decided that it's like an umbrella academy of this main thing, since we know that we are like the minority. For one, we're like the minority, and we're like the person, I don't know how to explain it, but like we're discriminated against, you know. A lot of black people started advocating for homosexuality or the LGBTQ community, and I just wanted to know, how would that be dealt in Africa, or particularly Ghana, since that's where you're from? Because I know that a lot of countries look at it as if it is like the most disgusting thing ever to exist.
So this question is quite interesting, right? So yesterday I was actually talking to someone about this, and I was like, I feel like in America you're a developed country, and so you talk like your politics is around like social stuff, while in Africa our politics is all about like development and like, and I mean, of course, the economy, which is the same here. And so in Africa, like we don't really pay attention to homosexuality. I mean, there are homosexuals in Ghana. I would say I can't talk. I know for Nigeria too, there are homosexuals there, and I'm sure in several African countries there are homosexuals there. But like, and people talk about it. There's this girl I know on YouTube, and like she's like pansexual or something in Ghana, and she talks about it. But I feel like in America it's more like propaganda. Yeah, like I feel like you can live your life without like pushing it on others, and sometimes I feel like it's kind of pushed. You know, I mean,
in America, you think it's pushed?
Kind of.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, like give an example.
Like on Netflix, right? I mean, right now almost every
bugs.
I feel like on Netflix almost every movie has a homosexual scene in it, right? And I know you're trying to like be diverse and stuff, but like I feel like, I mean, there are people who identify with that, and there are people who don't, right? And
like my only issue with that is that like the reason why people, because homosexuality is a thing, and it's something that the world might not be able to get over. It's just something, you know, and homophobia is a thing. And so I just feel like the reason why, I'm not like saying like Netflix, please keep putting, you know, LGBTQ stuff on Netflix, because I could go without it. But I feel like the main thing is that it's like discrimination against it, and necessarily showing it doesn't, you know, put it into people's mind like you have to be, or like this is trying to sway. Because I like to always say that like a person is gonna like what they're like, and they're gonna do what they want to do. But the main thing with, I do see more LGBTQ in shows, and I feel like sometimes they're not represented like they should be, and sometimes they can give a negative narrative. But I think that it's just a social norm that it's gonna be hard to get over, because there's people with heterophobia, and like they're scared of straight people. It's just like weird and like disgusting to them. So yeah.
Well, like with homosexuality, right? It's quite interesting, because I'll talk about Ghana, because Ghana is where I'm familiar with. But in Ghana, it's like a huge conservative place, right? And every family has its norms and stuff, and most people, like the African traditional beliefs is against homosexuality, and there are a lot of Christians who are against homosexuality, and then there are a lot of Muslims who are against homosexuality, but the thing is, someone like you walking around, someone wouldn't come and call you like, you know, won't call you names and stuff like that. But it's something that is, it's a personal thing. Like people keep it to them. Well, people don't, like, they do talk about it. Well, now people are talking about it, but
it's not like the topic of discussion. It's not like, oh, like here, you know, like how it is here.
And people, I haven't seen people like hating that, oh, you're lesbian, or you're gay, or you're this, or you're that. But people will be like, well, I'll pray for you. Like if you tell someone you're a lesbian or gay in Ghana, they'll tell you, I'll pray for you. That's literally what they'll tell you.
That's like the most backhanded comment ever. It's like I'll pray for you, like it's a good thing, but it's like
like,
you know?
Like there's this girl who was talking, she's a Ghanaian, right? And she's like pansexual. And she was talking about it on YouTube. And she was just telling us about how her mom felt when she told her, and her family is like a staunch Christian family. And her mom was like, well, I'll pray for you.
So backhanded. I mean, at least that her mom was like, I'll pray for you, because I've heard like sob stories about people coming out to their parents, like getting kicked out the house, getting beaten, getting locked in chains, and it's bad.
See, I feel like people shouldn't be treated bad because of their decisions. I feel like human beings need more love.
Right.
We need more love. We need to accept each other and love each other, one another, the way we are, you know?
Yeah.
And so, even though you may not agree with someone's decisions, it doesn't mean they deserve to die or they deserve horrible things, you know?
Yeah.
All you can do is just love them.
Right.
Yeah.
Unconditional love.
Before we end, I want to ask you one last question. So, how do you think Africans and African Americans can bridge the gap between them?
That's a hard one. I think that eventually African Americans will get tired of America's BS, and that we will get tired of being mistreated, and we will look into it. But the fact that we haven't gotten tired yet scares me, because we're still gonna remain ignorant about a place that we've never been. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna still have stereotypes, and we're still gonna have opinions and stuff like that, things that we think is facts about a place that we've never been. And so it's kind of scary, and I just hope that, you know, this election, they go ahead and start massacring and like telling everybody to leave, because I am leaving.
Girl,
I'm gone.
Come to Ghana. You're invited. You already have a home.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, I think that the key thing is love. Love, love, love. And then we have to unlearn to relearn.
Yeah.
We have to unlearn all the lies we have been told and relearn. And by relearning, we have to coexist with one another. And we know that, I personally think that America is not a place for Africans and African Americans to coexist, because, you know, the Muzungus.
I was like,
because
Ringo.
the Muzungus would always have their eyes on us and always want us to be separated or divided. So to coexist, I think the best place for that relationship is in Africa. So if you're an African American and you are interested in bridging the gap, or if you're African and you're interested in bridging the gap, which you should be, because that is the way forward, you know?
Yeah.
That is the only way Black people will like truly succeed and truly snap out of our present day slavery, which is the mental slavery.
Yes. Period.
Yeah, by unlearning and relearning. And I think slowly but surely we will get there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time, you know?
I hope so.
Well, I enjoyed this conversation a lot, and I hope you did. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button for me. I am your #1 Kaswa ambassador. Don't forget that Odranyawara, but life is how you make it.